Hey everybody, it's me Marcy. I'm live in my own kitchen today and I'm going to show you one of my very favorite summer salads. It's a Greek salad with shredded chicken. It can be a side dish or it can be a full meal as I'm going to make it today, and it's always better the second day. So the first thing I'm going to do is preheat my pan. I'm using the cast iron skillet. This is the 12-inch. This is the one that I use I cook for a family of 5. So I use the 12-inch most often. They come pre-seasoned, they're induction ready, and there's 1,000 reasons why you want to use cast iron, but today it's because of the responsiveness. I'm going to cook some chicken breasts in it. Let me turn it on here. I'm going to cook some chicken breasts in it, and I'm going to sear both sides, and then I'm going to pop those into the oven to cook right through to the center at a more delicate pace, and the result will be a moist and super flavorful piece of chicken. Okay, so I picked up some chicken at Walmart. That's my favorite place to buy chicken. It's the cheapest place in town unless it's on sale. You can buy 2 1-kilogram packs for $20, so it's $10 a kilogram. And if you hunt, you'll find that like this one's 1.16, so there's a little bit of bonus even in the package size. They're random size, so sometimes they're a little bit bigger than others for the same price, and they have great dates. So I always like to have fresh chicken breasts in the fridge so that I can cook them, cook them from fresh, not have to thaw them out. And because they have great dates on them, I can always have fresh chicken in the fridge. So I'm gonna pop that open and I'll show you how I process the chicken before I cook it. So my frying pan is heating up my skillet. I'm just gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there. And we're gonna want this to get smoking hot, okay? So I have it at about 3/4 heat. It'll just take us a couple of minutes. So this is the closing cut, and I use this every week for sure to cut chicken breasts. No matter how I'm cooking a chicken breast, I always run it through here. So the gray plates that are in here, they push back so that when I put a chicken breast inside, because when you buy chicken breasts, they have a fat end and a skinny end. And if you cook them until the fat end is cooked, the skinny end will be dry. Okay? Chicken breasts are too expensive to waste like that. So let's put them in here. So I'll fit it on the gray plate there, and I'll close the lid down. And then you need a knife that is 8 inches or longer, and it needs to be sharp. Okay, so we'll close that, and because it's pushing top and bottom, this should still be the middle. So I'm just gonna run my knife through, and look what I get. 2 perfectly thin chicken breasts. So these are even thickness, so they're gonna cook at the same pace. They're gonna be more responsive in the frying pan. They're gonna, to the heat of the frying pan because they're so thin. And the less time that something is exposed to the heat, the more nutritional value is saved. All right, so these are pretty big chicken breasts, I gotta say, but here's the other one, just like that. All right, so people always ask me though, is how do you clean this? And that's a great question. So my sink is full of hot soapy water. So I would put it in, submerge it in the sink, and then I would take my cloth and I would scrub it around so that I can get inside of there. And I do that on the top and the bottom, and then it goes into the dishwasher, just like this on the top rack. All right, so I'm gonna put this, I'm just gonna drop it in the sink. All right, and I'm gonna season my chicken breasts with crushed peppercorn garlic. If you've been with me for long, you'll know that I put that on almost everything, for sure every beef product and all my chicken products. It's a lovely coarse peppercorn and coarse salt blend, and then it has some other stuff, some garlic and herbs, and it's lovely, it's fresh. The pepper is, well, the coarseness of it is just perfect. But for sure on every steak or roast beef, it's all I use on a prime rib. I don't use anything else. And I buy them 2 or 3 jars at a time and fill up my container. All right, so I'm going to, it looks like our pan is hot. So what I want to hear is the chicken sizzle when I put it in, and that means that it's immediately cooking the outer edge. And when you use cast iron, you want to make sure that you're not moving the meat around. You put it in, you leave it till it's time to turn it, and then you turn it, okay? What's gonna happen is we're gonna develop a whole, another depth of flavor by searing the chicken breast first, okay? Not only does it seal the juice inside so that the juice doesn't leak out, but it also caramelizes the natural sugars that's in the meat, and it adds a whole nother layer of flavor, okay? Cast iron, I mean, you can do that in stainless or to an extent in a non-stick pan, but cast iron does it even better than all of those. And if you have a taste of any of the pan juices that are left over afterwards, the depth of flavor is just amazing compared to those others. Okay, so I'm gonna put those in and see what happens here. And it's sizzling, that is perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna just get rid of my chicken stuff here. All right, and now we'll start on the salad. So, I'm going to spiralize. I've got a few vegetables ready here and just a glass bowl. So I'm going to spiralize some zucchinis. So I'm just gonna, I should have cut the ends off already. And here comes the dog. Every time I start with the vegetables, the dog has to come check it out. Okay, so we want to always have about 3-inch pieces, and these are zucchinis from the store, not from the garden. If they were from the garden, I would peel them first. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. There's a pokey thing on the bottom and then a whole bunch of pokey things on the top. So I'm going to take this, let's put a blade in first, shall we? The blade that's in there is like a pencil sharpener, so it's going to make a long, like a ribbon of whatever you run through. But if you also insert the cone blade, this one is about a linguine size and this one is about a spaghetti size. Can you see that, maybe? So I'm going to attach this as well. So I'll put the guide back in. She really thinks she's getting something. And then in this little slot in the back, I'm just going to slide that in and tighten the screw. And then I'll take out the guide, okay? So now I'll pop this onto the pokey thing and I'll engage the top pokey things. And then I'm going to just steady it here and start to turn, and we should see noodles coming out the bottom. There we go. Perfect, eh? Just great noodles there. Okay, so I'm at the bottom, and this is always going to be left over. So you can save those for your stock bag or whatever. I suspect this is what the dog's waiting for. So I'll put the next one on. Look at that, hey? Just noodles. They're perfect. So you can do this with any kind of a hard vegetable. Sweet potatoes are really good just to eat raw on top of even a garden salad. And I think I'll do one more here. I should check my chicken too. I hear it sizzling away back there. Rutabaga noodles are really good with an Alfredo sauce on top. I do this, I'm going to eat this salad raw, but sometimes, more in the winter, I'll do 2 or 3 zucchinis just like this, and then I'll put them in my rock crock with a couple cloves of fresh garlic pressed and a half a jar of good spaghetti sauce, and I microwave that for about 5 minutes. It's a perfect side dish. That's all you have to do. So any hard vegetable works. We have a great a downloadable guide for this to show you which vegetables do best with which blades and how to cook them, you know, on the stove top, in the microwave, that sort of thing, stir fry. And then it gives you some sauce options too. Okay, so these are long noodles, and I don't know about you, but I don't like going to that restaurant where, you know, you take one forkful of salad and you get half a head of lettuce to try and fit in your mouth. So I'm just gonna cut those into smaller pieces. There we go. Okay, now I have to deal with the chicken. Oh yeah. And if I had come here to turn the chicken right away, they would have been stuck to the bottom. But now they naturally release themselves. And they do get some little burnt on bits that stay cooked to the bottom, which is an amazing start to a pan sauce. So, you know, it's good for that too. All right, so next I want to do, still with the spiralizer, I want to take out this comb blade. We're done with it now. And I want to do the red onion in here too. So onions are naturally segmented, so you don't need another blade. This is a really big one. I hope this works. So I'm just going to put it on, and how's this for if you have to make pierogies or a burger bar? Look at that. And no tears. So that's all we need. Let's get this off of here. So how I'm going to clean this, I'm going to take, I have a little scrub brush. Pampered Chef sells a scrub brush that looks like a toothbrush. So I'm going to run the water over it, and I'm going to scrub that blade a little bit. And then the whole thing is going to go in the dishwasher on the top rack. Okay? All right, so let's chop these up small as well. Then I'm going to do some tomatoes. Now I have a second close and cut here, and if that doesn't tell you how much I love this, I have the fact that I have two, should. And I'm going to do some cherry tomatoes here, a whole plate full, all at once. Let's see if I can get the container open. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put the tomatoes on the platform, and then I need a knife that's 8 inches long that hasn't been in chicken. And I'm going to just slide this through. And it cuts all the tomatoes just perfectly in half. What do you think of that? This works for grapes or tomatoes, matzo balls, you know, just a ton of stuff. Anything, bagels, anything that you want to cut in half. I think we want a few more tomatoes. Should we do that again? It's really fancy for tomatoes, or for grapes. And the only thing you can do wrong is use a knife that's not 8 inches long. All right, there's the tomatoes. The next thing I'm gonna put on, black olives, but we're not using that in our salad. But if you're an olive lover, now's the time to add them. I'm totally not. So the next thing I'm going to put on is some fresh lemon juice. So this is a giant lemon, and I did a Superstore order, so you know I didn't get to pick, and I'm sure it was as good as of lemons as they have. But did you know that the lemons that have the most juice are the ones that aren't shiny? You want to get dull-looking lemons that are kind of soft, and this is actually quite a large and hard lemon. So I don't know how much juice is going to be in, but I do know that it's too big for my lemon press. So I'm going to cut it a couple of times here. And with the citrus press, as much as I love this, it doesn't work on giant lemons. So, I'm cutting it. So now what I've got is just a little hunk of lemon, and I'm going to put it in with the cut side down. Always the cut side goes towards the holes so you can squeeze the juice out. So I'm just going to mash it in there, and we're going to just squeeze it through. Oh yeah, there's a good amount in there. We'll probably use the whole lemon. It's not like those, you know, those dull lemons that are softer. So when they're too big, just cut them in more pieces. There we go. I think maybe I'll use 3/4. All right, now that I'm finished with it, I rinse it right away and put it in the dishwasher. Don't just put it in the dishwasher. That leftover lemon juice is really hard on your lemon press. Okay, it works good for limes and small oranges or big oranges that you cut into pieces as well. All right, so now that my chicken has, let me show you what it looks like. I've cooked both sides of the chicken, and so I'm going to just pop it in the oven because I want it to cook gently to the middle. And I've got it preheated at 350. So that'll take, you know, a few minutes. But in the meantime, we've got, that's what I love about the cast iron. It goes so many places, from the barbecue to the oven to, you know, everywhere but the microwave, really. I used to think cast iron was only for camping, and it is terrific for camping, but it's lovely in the house too. I definitely see the value. The food tastes way different in it. Just a much deeper flavor is involved with that. Okay, so I've got the lemon juice in there. I'm gonna drizzle a bit of olive oil as well. And then I'm going to add some feta cheese. Do you all use feta cheese? I picked this up a couple weeks ago at Lions Creek here in town, and gosh, it's a lovely olive oil. They have a ton of them. If you have some time to go in and listen to their story about olive oil, like their olive oil has a story, so it's lovely. But I'm just gonna shred some feta cheese on top as well. That brightens a salad super quick. Okay, I wonder. Let's see what we've got here. What do you think? Does this look good so far? I think it's gonna need some more olive oil. Some more cheddar. Not cheddar, feta. The crunch in this salad is insane. This is going to be a big salad by the time I add the chicken. I should have used a bigger bowl. Okay, and the last thing that we add to this before the chicken goes in is a little bit of the Pampered Greek seasoning, and you can tell it's one of my favorites when it has its own container with a label. So the Greek seasoning is so lemony and so peppery, and you can smell the oregano. It's lovely. I really love the Greek for dips and for you know, Greek chicken for sure, but I use a lot of it in this salad. All of our rubs are so flavorful. All right, that is good. Let's see now. I'm gonna check the chicken and see how ready ready it is. I'm just going to take the temperature of it, and as soon as it's 165 degrees, then we'll know it's done. And it is done. That doesn't take too long to cook a chicken breast. at that. They are golden on the bottom. This cast iron is amazing. Can you see the pan juice that's inside here? You see, it's thick and it's rich and it's golden. This is that's a lovely start to a sauce or a gravy. Today I'm probably not going to make sauce or gravy. And don't forget that the cast iron pan is induction ready. So I put the chicken breast now just in a little bowl, and I'm going to use my salad choppers just to chop them up. So all you do, it's like two pairs of scissors all at once. So all you do is hack away at the chicken or the pork tenderloin or the salad. They're called salad choppers. Honestly, I've never used them on anything except chicken or pork tenderloin, but I use them often enough on those things to have a set in the house. So you can use them just like I'm holding them here if your hands are smaller. If your hands are bigger or you're more comfortable this way, then you're just fine to cut that way as well. And you just have to cut until the pieces are bite size. Okay? So I like to have pre-cooked chicken in the fridge all the time, and then I can just chop it up and make a quick quesadilla or a salad in a jar. All right, so just like that. And then these just go in the dishwasher as well. So my chicken, you see, it's perfect bite size. And I'm gonna add it to this salad. So the chicken is hot. It's gonna soften the salad a little bit. You can make it cold if you want. This is delicious. Okay, so the chicken I seasoned with the crushed peppercorn garlic, and so it has a really good bite of pepper on it. And then I put a fair amount of Greek seasoning just in the salad. There, just like that. What do you think? This is the Greek zucchini salad that I'm a big fan of. We have it often in the summer. Hope you enjoy it. Take good care, everyone.